Oh, Father, your light filled every room, yet my eyes wandered beyond the hills. In my Father's house the morning sang, mercy rested on the beams above. Every window held 1,000 gifts, every breath was wrapped in perfect love. Yet my heart became a drifting leaf, turning slowly toward a distant sky. I mistook the silence for a cage, and believed my wings were meant to fly. I heard the roads call out my name, like rivers pulling toward the sea. And in the pride I could not see the home that you had built for me.
Father, I was dreaming of horizons
far beyond the shelter of your hand.
I thought freedom waited in the distance, somewhere on a bright and foreign land.
Father, even while my heart was leaving, you were watching every step I take.
And though I could not feel it in the moment, love was following my every mistake.
The fields were gold beneath the sun, the gates stood open on my days. Still I searched for greener promises beyond the reach of grace. I counted blessings like familiar stones, too common for my restless eyes, not knowing what I held so lightly would become the thing I'd miss in time.
I wanted stories of my own,
A kingdom built beneath my name,
not knowing every path away
would only lead me back again.
Father, I was dreaming of horizons
Far beyond the shelter of your hand.
I thought freedom waited in the distance, somewhere on a bright and foreign land.
Father, even while my heart was leaving, you were watching every step I take.
And though I could not feel it in the moment, love was following my every mistake.
If I had known the weight of wandering, would I still have chosen open roads?
If I'd seen the tears behind your silence,
Would I still have asked to walk alone?
walk alone, walk alone. Father, now I see the warmth around me,
Though the journey has not yet begun,
every gift I ever called ordinary was a blessing shining like the sun.
Father, hear the prayer beneath my longing, even as my feet prepare to roam.
When the world has spent the strength within me, lead this restless child back home. Lead him home,
Lead him home,
lead him home.
thought the road was clear. I thought the map was mine to draw. The morning opened like a promise, and I stepped into the light, certain of the dreams I carry, certain I was walking right. I trusted every voice within me, every wish my heart could make. I followed what felt true and certain, never questioning the path I'd take. The sky was wide before my footsteps, the world unfolded at my call. I thought I stood upon a mountain, never seeing I could fall. Lord, I mistook confidence for wisdom, I mistook desire for truth. I built my plans with steady hands, but never asked if they came from you. I thought I knew the way, I thought I saw the end. I walked as though I needed no one, not even you, my friend. But every road without your presence slowly loses light. Lord, teach my wandering heart to trust your eyes instead of mine. I measured life by my ambitions, counted victories one by one, believing every door I opened proved the things that I had done. Yet underneath the praise and progress, there remained a quiet ache, a hollow place I could not silence, a thirst no success could ever take. The farther that I walked in freedom, the more uncertain freedom seemed. The things I chased began to scatter like fragments of a fading dream. Lord, I was so sure of myself, certain of every step, yet certainty without your wisdom became a burden that I kept. I thought I knew the way, I thought I saw the end. I walked as though I needed no one, not even you, my friend. But every road without your presence slowly loses light. Lord, teach my wandering heart to trust your eyes instead of mine. How many times did you call softly while I was listening to myself? How many signs of grace surrounded me while I placed my faith in something else? Lord, if your mercy still pursues me, meet me where these pathways bend. For every road that starts without you can only lose itself in the end. I thought I knew the way, but now I see my need. The strongest walls I ever built were built from pride in me. So take these plans I carry and place them in your hands, for only you can lead me safely where I was always meant to stand. Lord, I thought I needed freedom, now I pray for wisdom. Guide my feet, teach me your way. Lord, the farther I walk, the more I see. The more I see you. 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 The more I see you farther the horizon seems. I follow golden lines of sunlight stretching far beyond the hills. Every promise called my name, every dream awakened new desires. I thought the world was waiting for me, holding treasures yet unseen. I believe fulfillment lives somewhere just beyond where I had been. So I gathered expectations, filled my hands with borrowed stars, certain that the next horizon would heal every hidden scar. But every road revealed another, every summit showed more sky. And the thing I thought would satisfy me always seemed to pass me by. Lord, I've been chasing the horizon, running after wind and light, searching every distant valley for a peace I could not find. Every dream I held so tightly slipped like sand through open hands, and all the roads that promised meaning left me longing once again. I filled my days with restless motion, always reaching for the next, believing one more achievement would finally give my soul its rest. But the trophies lost their shine and the victories faded fast. The joy I thought would stay forever never seemed prepared to last. Lord, why does every earthly treasure leave an echo in its place? Why do all the things I cling to vanish when I need their grace? The wind keeps moving through my fingers, through every plan I've tried to hold, and every answer I discover only leaves more questions untold. Lord, I've been chasing the horizon, running after wind and light, searching every distant valley for a peace I could not find. Every dream I held so tightly slipped like sand through open hands, and all the roads that promised meaning left me longing once again. Was I searching for your presence inside things that could not last, looking for eternity in moments fading far too fast? Lord, the world keeps moving farther every time I draw near. Perhaps the thing my soul is seeking has been beside me all these years. Lord, I've been chasing the horizon, but the horizon never stays. I have wandered through the shadows, I have lost myself in chase. Now I'm learning that fulfillment isn't waiting somewhere new. Every road that leads to meaning must begin and end with you. Retreating, but your love remains, and maybe that is where my searching ends. You were speaking all alone. I was listening to everything else. The morning morning carry quiet mercies painted softly on the day. The sun rose faithfully before me, but I barely looked your way. The wind moved gently through the branches, creation sang of who you are. Yet my eyes were fixed on lesser things, chasing echoes from afar. You filled the skies with silent wonders, you placed beauty in my view. But I became distracted by the noise and slowly drifted from you. Every thought became another doorway leading farther from your light. I filled my heart with endless voices until I could not hear you right. Lord, the world grew louder than your voice, and I let it fill my mind. I listened to my fears and ambitions while your wisdom stayed behind. You were calling through the silence, you were nearer than the air. But I crowded out your presence with 1,000 lesser cares. Measured days by my achievements, counted victories one by one, believing every dream accomplished proved that I had finally won. Yet beneath the constant striving, there remained a hidden ache. The more I filled my life with motion, the more my soul began to break. Lord, I made room for every distraction, every fleeting earthly thing, but somehow left no space within me for the peace your presence brings. I built a house of constant noise and called it purpose, called it life, never noticing how far I'd wandered from the refuge of your light. Lord, the world grew louder than your voice, and I let it fill my mind. I listened to my fears and ambitions while your wisdom stayed behind. You were calling through the silence, you were nearer than the air. But I crowded out your presence with 1,000 lesser cares. How many sunsets did I hurry past? How many prayers remained unsaid? How many times did you stand beside me while I followed my own steps instead? Lord, forgive the heart that wandered without ever leaving home. Forgive the soul that searched for meaning while ignoring the one it truly needed most. Lord, the world grew louder than your voice, but your mercy never changed. Even when I stopped listening, you continued speaking my name. Now I'm learning in the stillness what I should have known before. Every voice that leads away from you only leaves my spirit poor. Lord, teach me to love the quiet, teach me to hear your whisper above every other sound. Father, the gate is open, the road is waiting, and my heart has already chosen. The morning stood in quiet wonder, golden light upon the fields. Every path I used to wander felt familiar, safe, and still. The house behind me held your kindness. Every beam was built with grace. Yet something restless deep inside me longed for some forgotten place. I gathered all that I called mine, dreams and treasures in my hands. Certain freedom waited somewhere beyond these well-known lands. The hills were calling in the distance, the horizon wore a brighter shade, and I believed the world ahead contained the life I had not made. Father, I'm leaving for a far country, following roads I cannot see, certain that the world before me holds the missing part of me. Yet somewhere underneath this longing, beneath the hope and wandering flame, there's a quiet sorrow in my spirit, whispering that nothing will be the same. The farther that I walked from home, the smaller familiar voices grew. The songs of grace that shaped my childhood slowly faded from my view. I told myself that I was ready, strong enough to stand alone, but every mile placed more distance between my heart and what I'd known. Still the road appeared so promising, filled with colors yet unseen. I never questioned where it led me, only where it seemed to lead. Lord, pride can dress itself as courage, and rebellion can feel like flight. Sometimes the longest journey from you begins with what appears so right. Father, I'm leaving for a far country, following roads I cannot see, certain that the world before me holds the missing part of me. Yet somewhere underneath this longing, beneath the hope and wandering flame, there's a quiet sorrow in my spirit, whispering that nothing will be the same. Will the stars still shine above me when I reach those distant lands? Will the freedom I imagine hold together in my hands? Or will the things I'm chasing scatter slowly in the wind? Lord, I do not know the ending, only where this road begins. Father, I'm leaving for a far country, and the fields are fading from my sight. Every step feels filled with promise, every dream is burning bright. Still your mercy walks behind me, though I'm too proud to turn around. And even as I leave your presence, your love remains the truest thing I've found. Father, the house is far behind me now. The road stretches on, and I have no idea how much I will miss home. Lord, the road keeps unfolding before me, and everything I once imagined seems within my reach. The city lights stretch like a river flowing through the evening sky, Every street held new beginnings, every turn another promise shining bright. The world felt wider than I remembered, filled with wonders yet unknown. And for the first time in my wandering, I felt the thrill of standing on my own. Doors open where I knocked, dreams answered when I called. The things I once could only picture seemed no longer far at all. Every longing found a pathway, every wish appeared in view. The road kept saying, take what pleases you, and so I did. Lord, the roads are paved with gold tonight, and every light is calling out my name. The things I prayed for in my younger years are finally within my reach. Every dream feels close enough to touch, every horizon burns with possibility. And I confess, this world feels beautiful, more beautiful than I believed it could be. I filled my hands with new adventures, collected stories from the wind. Every day became another chapter of the life I thought I should have lived. The nights were bright with conversation, laughter echoed through the air. I found companions for the journey, and for a while I thought I found my place there. Lord, I won't pretend I wasn't grateful for the gifts that came my way. I simply loved the feeling of having everything I thought I lacked. The road kept stretching farther, always offering something new, and I kept moving toward tomorrow, certain that fulfillment waited there too. Lord, the roads are paved with gold tonight, and every light is calling out my name. The things I prayed for in my younger years are finally within my reach. Every dream feels close enough to touch, every horizon burns with possibility. And I confess, this world feels beautiful, more beautiful than I believed it could be. Yet somewhere in the quiet spaces, between the music and the noise, a question drifts across my spirit, like a whisper I cannot avoid. If every desire finds its answer, why does the road keep moving on? Why does every destination become another place I've gone? Lord, the roads are paved with gold tonight, and I am still following where they lead. Every dream I've gathered on this journey has become a part of me. Still the horizon waits before me, glowing just beyond the dawn. And though I've gained the things I once desired, I find myself still moving on. Lord, the lights are beautiful, the road is wide, and somehow I am already looking for what comes next. Lord, the lights are brighter now, the rooms are fuller, and somehow the silence feels larger. I climbed the stairs I dreamed of climbing, open doors I used to fear. The world began to know my name, and opportunities appeared. praise arrived in steady measures, like rain upon a thirsty field. Every goal that stood before me slowly started to yield. I wore accomplishment like armor, held achievement in my hands, and for a while I thought I'd found the life I'd always planned. Upright bass enters, ambient paths rise. Lord, the higher that I traveled, the farther I could see. At every view I gained somehow revealed less certainty. I've gathered empty crowns, polished bright beneath the light. The world calls them treasures, yet they cannot hold me through the night. I filled my walls with victories, but they cannot speak my name. And every mountain that I've conquered leaves me searching just the same. The spotlight warmed my shoulders, and applause echoed through the halls. But admiration fades so quickly once the evening curtain falls. Another goal stood in the distance, another summit called me higher. Each success burned bright for a moment, then became another fire. Lord, I kept chasing recognition, thinking worth was something earned. But every road of self-importance left another lesson unlearned. The things I thought would satisfy me always asked for something more, and every answer I discovered became another open door. I've gathered empty crowns, polished bright beneath the light. The world calls them treasures, yet they cannot hold me through the night. I filled my walls with victories, but they cannot speak my name. And every mountain that I've conquered leaves me searching just the same. Lord, why does success feel lighter than the dreams that came before? Why do the things I've worked so hard for leave me wanting something more? The crowns still shine beneath the spotlight, but the gold feels strangely thin, and all the praise surrounding me cannot quiet what's within. I've gathered empty crowns and carried them for many miles. They glitter in the daylight, but cannot teach my heart to smile. Every victory fades like evening, every banner meets the dust, and all the kingdoms built without you cannot become enough. Lord, the crowns are still upon the shelf, the lights are still shining, but when the room grows quiet, I hear the wind again. Lord, the music is louder tonight. The rooms are full, the lights never seem to go out. Every doorway opened wider, every evening felt brand new. Laughter spilled into the midnight, and every promise felt like truth. The city danced beneath the starlight, golden rivers in the streets. Every desire found an answer. Every hunger found a feast. I raise my glass to endless moments, certain joy had finally come. The night stretched far beyond the sunrise, and still I wished for one more song. Lord, I hardly noticed time passing, with so much beauty in the air. Every day became a celebration, and I believed I had found life there. The feast never ends tonight, the lights still glow, the music plays, every dream is dancing around me, and every road feels wide with grace. I am surrounded by abundance, every wish within my sight. Yet somewhere underneath the singing, something stays awake at night. The tables overflowed with plenty, voices echoed through the halls. Every story sounded brighter, every worry felt so small. I chased the feeling of forever through another crowded room. Certain happiness was waiting just beyond the next bright tune. Lord, the nights became familiar, yet I always wanted more. Each celebration left me reaching for what came the night before. Laughter lingered for a moment, then drifted softly with the dawn. And every joy I tried to capture seemed to disappear and move on. The feast never ends tonight, the lights still glow, the music plays, every dream is dancing around me, and every road feels wide with grace. I am surrounded by abundance, every wish within my sight. Yet somewhere underneath the singing, something stays awake at night. Lord, why does every perfect evening fade before I want it to? Why does every song grow distant, even while it's still in view? The room is full of celebration, but silence waits beyond the door. And every pleasure that I gather leaves me wanting something more. The feast never ends tonight, or at least that's what I tell myself. The lights keep shining through the darkness, and the wine keeps filling every shelf. Yet the morning always finds me searching for what slipped away, and all the joy I thought I captured never seems prepared to stay. Lord, Lord, the music still plays, the lights still shine, but when the room grows quiet, I can hear the silence waiting. Lord, the sun stands high above me, everything is bright. So why do the shadows remain? I have walked the roads of plenty, filled my hands with borrowed gold, Gathered stories, gathered pleasures, chased the dreams I used to hold. Every mountain that I climbed revealed another standing tall. Every answer I discovered left another question calling. The horizon keeps expanding, every finish line moves on, and the things I thought would satisfy me fade before the day is gone. Lord, I thought abundance would quiet every restless need, but the more I fill my pockets, the more my heart seems incomplete. There are shadows at noon, standing where the sunlight falls. Even in the brightest moments, I can feel the darkness call. I've tasted all I thought I wanted, yet the hunger still remains. Lord, why does every blessing leave me longing once again? The tables still are overflowing, the city still shines through the night. The laughter sounds the same as always, but something doesn't feel quite right. The songs I've loved are losing color, the victories feel strangely small. What once filled me with excitement barely stirs my heart at all. Lord, I keep reaching for tomorrow, thinking maybe then I'll find the peace that's always just beyond me, the treasure always left behind. The river never stops its running, the wind never stays in place, and every dream I chase keeps teaching how quickly desire changes shape. There are shadows at noon, standing where the sunlight falls. Even in the brightest moments, I can feel the darkness call. I've tasted all I thought I wanted, yet the hunger still remains. Lord, why does every blessing leave me longing once again? Perhaps the emptiness I'm feeling isn't something to outrun. Perhaps no earthly road was ever meant to be my final home. Perhaps the ache beneath the surface, the thirst I cannot satisfy, is my soul remembering someone I have tried to leave behind. There are shadows at noon, though the sky is clear above. Every road that promised meaning has not taught my heart to love. I've gathered more than I imagined, more than I once dreamed to gain, yet everything beneath the sun still feels like chasing wind again. Lord, the feast is ending, the lights feel dimmer, and the shadows seem longer than they should at noon. I've been running through the night, chasing sparks and city lights. Every promise pulled me on, till I looked around and they were gone. I fill my hands with passing things, the kind that fade like broken dreams. Holding tightly, wanting more, still feeling empty at the core. Every road I thought would lead to life only left me asking why. I'm running on dust, trying to breathe with an empty soul. Running on dust, searching for something to make me whole. The more I gain, the less I feel. Everything I built doesn't and I don't know where to go. What if everything I've chased was never meant to take your place? What if all these roads I've known only lead me back toward home? I'm running on dust, trying to breathe with an empty soul. Running on dust, searching for something to make me whole. The more I gain, the less I feel. Everything I built doesn't seem real. I'm running on dust, and I'm growing tired of running. Ooh, the lights grow dim, the noise grows thin. Everything I thought would last slips away like breath again. The markets grew quieter, the streets grew still. The city stopped singing. The lights were still hanging above the empty roads. The signs still glowed, but fewer people came. Windows closed earlier, doors stayed shut. Even the laughter seemed harder to find. I walked the same streets I used to celebrate. Everything looked familiar, nothing felt the same. The tables were smaller, the crowds were gone. The music kept fading, one song at a time. Where did it all go? The noise, the comfort, the certainty. Yesterday felt endless, today feels thin. And I am learning how quickly a feast can end. I counted what remained, a few coins, a few memories, a few excuses. The road that once promised everything had nothing new to say. I listened anyway, but the silence answered first. The wind moved through the alleyways, dust gathered in the corners. The city kept breathing, but something had changed. Where did it all go? The noise, the comfort, the certainty. Yesterday felt endless, today feels thin. I am learning how quickly a feast can end. I thought the world was strong enough to hold the weight of all my hopes. I thought tomorrow would keep arriving with full hands. I never imagined how fragile everything was, how fragile I was. Where did it all go? The plans, the promises, the pride. The road
the first time. I am not afraid of losing things. I am afraid there may be nothing left to lose.
I never thought the road would bring me here. God, I used to walk beneath bright lights. I used to fill my hands with things I thought would last. Now I wake beside broken fences, wearing yesterday's dust. The same feet that chased horizons stand ankle deep in mud. I spent everything trying to become somebody. Now I hardly recognize the man I've become. The fields are quiet, the sky feels far away. Even my own reflection turns its eyes from me. God, I am sitting among the pigs, hungry, tired, ashamed, and the silence feels heavier than the empty spaces in my hands. I watch them eat, I watch them gather what I cannot have, and something inside me breaks a little more each day. I remember the confidence that carried me from home. I remember how certain I was. Now certainty feels like a stranger. Lord, the world I trusted has no shelter left to offer. Its promises have worn thin like old cloth in the rain. The wind moves through the field, the dust settles again, and I have run out of reasons to blame someone else. God, I am sitting among the pigs, hungry, tired, ashamed. The things I chased have left me here with nothing but the truth. I do not ask for rescue, not yet. I do not know what to pray. I only know that I have fallen farther than I ever meant to fall, and somehow beneath the shame I still remember your name. See the road ahead, I cannot pretend anymore. Tonight the mud is honest, the hunger is honest, for the first time in years. So am I. was hungry for money, hungry for freedom, hungry for another chance. But none of those things can explain this ache. There is an emptiness beneath the emptiness, a deeper silence under every other silence. And I carry it everywhere. The bread I chased is gone, the wine has run dry, yet somehow the hunger remains. God, my soul is hungry, not for silver, not for comfort, not for another road. My soul is hungry for something this world cannot give. And I am beginning to fear that something is you. I have tasted success, I have tasted pleasure, I have tasted everything I once believed would satisfy me. Yet here I am with an empty heart and a name I barely recognize. The farther I traveled from home, the less I understood what I was truly searching for. The nights feel longer now, the stars seem colder, and every answer I collected is turned into another question. My soul is hungry, not for silver, not for comfort, not for another road. My soul is hungry for something this world cannot give. And I am beginning to fear that something is you. I remember streams, cool water, open fields, a peace I never stopped to notice. I remember mornings when your presence felt ordinary. Now I would cross deserts for what I once ignored. God, my soul is hungry, and no feast can quiet it, no victory can fill it, no horizon can cure it. There is a thirst beneath my wandering, a longing beneath my pride. And somewhere beyond this famine, I know it waits for you. Ooh. Pigs are asleep, the field is silent, and for the first time I understand that my hunger was never the real problem. It was what I was feeding it. God, I used to blame the road, the city, the famine, anyone but myself. excuses too, and what remains is harder to carry. I see my footprints behind me, years of them leading farther and farther from the light I left behind. I thought I was running toward freedom, I was running from you. The truth arrives slowly, then all at once, and I cannot look away anymore. God, the weight is not the hunger, the weight is not the famine, the weight is knowing how long I kept walking, how many times I chose myself, how many times I knew better and walked away anyway. I remember warnings, I laughed at mercies, I overlooked open doors I closed with my own hands. You were not absent, I was. You were not silent, I was listening to every voice but yours. And now those voices have nothing left to say. The field is quiet, the night is still, and regret speaks clearly when everything else stops. God, the weight is not the hunger, the weight is not the famine, the weight is knowing how long I kept walking, how many times I chose myself, how many times I knew better and walked away anyway. Too many miles, too much pride, too many chances spent carelessly. I cannot change the road behind me, I cannot gather back the years. I can only stand here and finally tell the truth. God, the weight is not the distance, the weight is not the loss, the weight is seeing clearly what blindness cost. And though the burden presses heavily, one thing is becoming clear: the farther I traveled from you, the farther I traveled from myself. What the world took from me, and started counting what I gave away. A memory arrived without asking permission, and suddenly I couldn't stop thinking about home. There was a lamp by the window, I used to pass it every evening without noticing. There was a table waiting at the end of every day, bread already prepared, a place already set. I never understood how rare that Some things seem ordinary until they're gone. Then they shine inside your memory. The house wasn't small, my gratitude was. The table wasn't empty, my eyes were. The love I left behind had not been lacking. I was. I remember fields covered with morning light, the sound of familiar voices, the peace I was too restless to appreciate. I remember safety, not comfort, safety, the kind that doesn't need to prove itself, the kind I traded away for promises that vanished. The farther I traveled, the smaller home became, until tonight. Tonight it feels larger than everything I chased. The house wasn't small, my gratitude was. The table wasn't empty, my eyes were. The love I left behind had not been lacking. I was. And now I understand what the famine could not teach me, what the silence could not teach me, what the hunger could not teach me. I did not leave because home had failed me. I left because I could not see it clearly. The road was not freedom, the distance was not wisdom, the world was not enough, and the home I abandoned has become the thing I miss the most. Tonight, for the first time, the road behind me looks different from the road ahead. I don't know how to start again. It's been so long since I called your name. Dust on these words, dust on my hands. I've wandered farther than I planned. The night is quiet, the road is still. The world I chase could never fill. The empty places deep inside, the ones I learned to hide. If you still hear the weekend horn, if mercy waits beyond the storm, have mercy on me, oh God. That's all I've got tonight. No silver words, no good defense, no strength left in this fight. Have mercy on me, oh God. I'm coming as I am, a broken voice in the dark again, reaching for your hand. counted freedom as my own, but every road left me alone. The louder crowds, the brighter lights could never turn these wrongs to right. I've carried guilt like heavy stone, too proud to say I need you home. But here beneath the weight of years, I bring you all my hidden fears. If grace can find a soul this far, then let it shine where I now are. Have mercy on me, oh God, that's all I've got tonight. No silver words, no good defense, no strength left in this fight. Have mercy on me, oh God, I'm coming as I am, a broken voice in the dark again, reaching for your hand. I cannot change the roads behind, I cannot heal this heart with time. But if your mercy still remains, let it fall like healing rain. Have mercy on me, oh God, the only prayer I know. Meet me here upon this road and teach my heart to come back home. Have mercy on me, oh God, before the morning breaks. I'll place my failures at your feet and trust the grace that stays. I have rehearsed 1,000 excuses, none of them survive the truth. God, I have nothing left to defend, no story to rewrite, no one left to blame. The road was mine, the choices were mine, the distance was mine. I spent years demanding freedom and called it wisdom. I spent years feeding my pride and called it life. The farther I wandered, the clearer I see. The wound beneath the famine was always inside me. I was wrong, not the road, not the city, not the hunger. Me, I traded what was lasting for what was passing, and now I finally see what my pride would never let me see. God, I remember your kindness, not because I deserve it, because I cannot forget it. You gave me more than enough, I called it ordinary. You filled my life with mercy, I treated it lightly. You opened your hands to me, I walked away anyway. I do not fear punishment as much as I fear the person I became while running from you. I was give you success, I have none. I cannot give you achievement, it has faded. I cannot give you promises, I've broken too many. All I have left is an honest heart, broken, contrite, and finally telling the truth. If you welcome broken things, then here I am. If you listen to honest prayers, then hear this one. I do not come with answers, I do not come with strength. I come with the pieces of the man I used to be. Tonight I stopped asking how far I had fallen and started wondering whether mercy might still exist. The night did not change me, the truth did. Spent so many years trying to change my circumstances. A different road, a different city, a different life. But the road was never the problem, the distance was never the problem, the hunger was never the problem, the heart was, and mine needs more than repair. I have patched too many cracks, covered too many wounds. What I need now is something new. Created me a clean heart, not a stronger mask, not a better excuse, not another version of who I've been. Created me a clean heart, something honest, something whole, something that looks more like you than it does like me. There are rooms inside my soul I have kept locked for years. Old pride, old fears, old ambitions that still whisper my name. Open them, even the ones I hide from myself. Let the light reach places I never wanted seen. If you are willing to rebuild ruined things, then perhaps there is hope for me. Creating me a clean heart, not a stronger mask, not a better excuse, not another version of who I've been. Creating me a clean heart, something honest, something whole, something that looks more like you than it does like me. Creating me a clean heart, not because I deserve it, not because I've earned it, but because I need it. Create in me a clean heart, and when you are finished, let the life you build be stronger than the one I lost. The road home still stretches before me, but something is changed for the first time. I am not asking for a different life. I am asking for a different heart. The road looks different when you're no longer running away. There was a time when every mile increased the distance. Now every step feels like a small return. The same road, the same dust, the same worn out shoes, yet everything feels different because my heart is facing home. I still carry regret, I still carry scars, but they no longer feel like the end of the story. If mercy lives with you, then maybe there is hope for me. If forgiveness is real, then maybe my story isn't finished. I cannot erase the years behind me, I cannot undo what I've done, but perhaps your grace is greater than the distance I have run. For so long I imagined your anger, I imagined closed doors, a turned away face, a voice that would say you chose this. Yet the closer I draw to thoughts of home, the harder it becomes to believe that fear. 'Cause every memory of you is marked by kindness. What if forgiveness isn't something I must earn? What if mercy has been waiting all along? If mercy lives with you, then maybe there is hope for me. If forgiveness is real, then maybe my story isn't finished. I cannot erase the years behind me, I cannot undo what I've done, but perhaps your grace is greater than the distance I have run. If you counted every failure, I would have nothing to say. If you measured every mistake, I could never stand. Yet somehow, when I think of you, I do not picture a judge with a ledger. I picture a father and a light in the window. If mercy lives with you, then there is hope for me. If forgiveness is real, my story is not finished. The road is still long before me. The house is still far away, but hope has become a companion, walking beside me today. I cannot see the house yet, but I no longer need to. Hope is enough to keep me walking. The hardest step was not the first mile, it was standing up. For years, I walked away from home, one choice at a time, 1 mile at a time, one excuse at a time. Today, I begin the longer journey, the journey back. Not because I know what waits for me, because I know I cannot stay here. The field behind me grows smaller with each step. The road ahead feels strangely familiar. I am walking home, not worthy, not strong, not certain, just willing. The dust still clings to my clothes, the years still cling to my memory, but my feet are finally moving in the right direction. Morning gathers on the hills, the sky slowly brightens, and for the first time in years, the light is in front of me, not behind me. I carry no achievements, no victories, no crowns, only a heart learning how to trust again. I do not know what I will say when I arrive. I only know that I must keep walking. I am walking home, not worthy, not strong, not certain, just willing. The dust still clings to my clothes, the years still cling to my memory, but my feet are finally moving in the right direction. There was a time I wanted freedom more than home. There was a time I wanted distance more than truth. Now every step teaches me what the famine could not, what the silence could not, what the road could not. Love was never the thing I left, only the thing I failed to see. I am walking home, the house is still far keep moving forward, one faithful step at a time. The road continues, the sun keeps rising, and somewhere beyond the hills, home is waiting. The house appeared before I was ready. The hills look smaller than I remembered. The road felt shorter, the sky felt wider, and there beyond the fields a familiar light, the same lamp I once ignored, still burning, still waiting. For so long home lived only in memory. Now memory has become a place again. While I was still far off, you saw me. Before I reached the gate, before I found the words, before I could explain the years, the failures, the distance, you saw me. I had imagined many endings, closed doors, silence, a stranger's welcome, a servant's place. But the closer I came, the less those fears survived. Because every step toward home felt like stepping into mercy, and every mile made grace easier to believe. The road behind me still carries my footprints, but it no longer defines me. While I was still far off, you saw me. Before I crossed the field, before I spoke your name, before I could offer anything except my return, you saw me. All this time I thought I was searching for home, and perhaps I was. But now I wondered if home was searching for me. Perhaps the light stayed on, perhaps the table stayed set. Perhaps love never stopped watching the road. While I was still far off, you saw me. While I was still far off, you saw me. Not the man I had been, not the years I had wasted, not the failures I carried. You saw me, and somehow that is enough to keep me walking. The house is no longer a memory, it is ahead of me. And for the first time in years, I am not afraid. I had prepared my apology 1,000 times. I knew the words by heart, every failure, every regret, every reason I no longer deserved a place there. I carry them carefully like stones in my hands, ready to lay them down at your feet, ready to accept whatever remained. The distance kept shrinking, the house kept growing, and then something happened I never expected. You ran to me, not with questions, not with anger, not with a list of everything I'd done. You ran. I stopped walking, the words disappeared, the speech I practiced fell apart, because grace was moving faster than my guilt. Mercy was crossing fields I thought I had to cross alone. And for the first time I understood that love had never been standing still. I came expecting judgment, I found compassion running toward me. You ran to me before I could explain, before I could earn it, before I could finish a single apology. You ran. All those years I imagined you waiting with crossed arms, keeping score, remembering every failure. Instead, you were watching the road, not to condemn me, to welcome me. You ran to me. Collapsed, the shame grew quiet, the fear lost its voice, and love reached me before I reached home. You ran. You ran. I came home expecting to be tolerated. I had rehearsed the words, the servant's speech, the lowered eyes, the place at the edge of the room. I was prepared to earn my way back, one day at a time, one task at a time, one apology at a time. But your welcome had other plans. The shame I carried could not survive your embrace. The labels I gave myself began to fall away. You placed a robe on these weary shoulders, a ring on this wandering hand. Not because I earned it, not because I deserved it, but because I am still your son. For years I called myself lost, failure, runaway, fool. I wore those names like chains. I believed them, repeated them, built a life around them. Yet none of them were the name you chose. You did not restore what I achieved. You restored who I was. You placed a robe on these weary shoulders, a ring on this wandering hand. Not because I earned it, not because I deserved it, but because I am still your son. The robe covered more than my clothes, it covered my shame. The ring restored more than my place, it restored my name. And for the first time since I left, I stopped introducing myself by my failure. You placed a robe on these weary shoulders, a ring on this wandering hand. The road is behind me, the table is before me, and the voice I've needed all these years has spoken my true name again. The robe fits, the ring remains, and for the first time in years I do not feel like a stranger. There was a time I thought my story had ended. The years behind me feel like another lifetime, a distant country, a distant hunger, a distant version of myself. I remember the road, but it no longer owns me. I remember the famine, but it no longer names me. I remember the grave I built with my own choices, and somehow I am standing here. What I thought was the end became the beginning. What I thought was lost has been restored. I am alive again, not because I found my way, not because I became stronger, not because I earned another chance. I am alive again because mercy called my name, because because grace opened the door, because love refused to leave me where I was. The house feels warmer than I remember. The laughter sounds richer, the light seems brighter. Not because they changed, because I changed. I spent so many years looking for life in places that could never give it. Now every ordinary blessing feels extraordinary. The table is full, the music returns, and for the first time my heart joins in. I am alive again, not because I found my way, not because I became stronger, not because I earned another chance. I am alive again because mercy called my name, because grace opened the door, because love refused to leave me where I was. There was a day I walked away from home, certain I knew better, certain I needed more. Now I stand beneath the same roof and see what I could not see then. The greatest gift was never waiting somewhere else. It was here all along. I am alive again. I am alive again. The night has lost its hold, the road has reached its ending, the wandering has grown old. I am alive again. The light was never gone, and the love I left behind has carried me all along. The music plays, the table is set, the house is full, and so is my heart. The road is quiet now, not because it disappeared, because I no longer need to follow it. For so long I measured life by distance, miles traveled, dreams pursued, horizons chased, always looking for what waited farther ahead. Now the searching has grown still, the striving has grown quiet, and the place I spent years trying to find was never far from your heart. The light remains in the window, not as a signal for a wandering sun, but as the glow of a home I've entered again. I am home, not for a moment, not for a season, not until the next horizon calls. I am home, held by mercy, kept by grace, resting in a love that does not let me go. I remember the roads, the cities, the famine, the fields, the dust upon my shoes. They are part of my story, but they are no longer my identity. The years have taught me what comfort never could, that every good thing I needed was found in you. Goodness stayed beside me when I could not see it. Mercy followed me when I tried to outrun it. I am home, not for a moment, not for a season, not until the next horizon calls. I am home, held by mercy, kept by grace, resting in a love that does not let me go. The lamp never went out, the table never disappeared, the door never closed, the Father never stopped loving. And all the years I spent searching for life, I was being followed by goodness and mercy. I am home, the wandering is over, the running has ended, the searching can rest. I am home, not because I held on, because you never let go. And I will dwell in your house forever. But tonight, my heart is home, and it will not wander again.